shouldn't hurt the company's financial position. But as promised, Balaji of IIFL Securities is now with us on the show. Balaji, first your quick thoughts on what we've seen 1.5 day and concluded. We're used to much bigger blockbuster kind of auctions.
Hi, good morning, Reema. Thanks for having me on the show. I expected the industry to spend close to 12.5, 13,000 crores in these auctions. So to that extent, it was not very far off from what my estimates were. I think the only big surprise was I didn't expect Vodafone to go and acquire spectrum worth 3,500 crores. I think what Vodafone has also done is that in many circles they have also topped up 900 megahertz. Maybe because they want to park some of their voice traffic, the 2G traffic, on the 900 band and harmonize some of their existing spectrum and reform it for 4G. Otherwise, I think what Jio and Bharti have done, that makes a lot of sense, because in a few circles where they wanted to complete a full block of 5 megahertz, so that they go to a total holding of 10, 15 or 20 megahertz, they have made their purchases in a targeted manner, in an opportunistic manner. Largely, I would say the limited bidding in these auctions were along expected lines, because if you look at what happened in 2022, all telcos, especially Bharti and Jio, had made significant purchases.
Okay. Got that. I wanted your thoughts particularly on Reliance Industries, how to approach it now, because there's a very interesting note from JP Morgan this morning where they believe that on the back of a fresh round of tariff hikes, there could be perhaps a re-rating for Reliance Industries as well. Particularly for Jio, what are your expectations going forward? And for the stock, how are you positioned now?
So as far as Jio is concerned, they have been gaining revenue market share fairly steadily, and they also have the highest low frequency spectrum holding, and they are well positioned to capture any upsides from an increase in 5G use cases. I think the key growth driver for them would come from tariff hikes, which should be taken by the industry in the very near future. At least that is what the expectation is. And that should be the biggest driver for the telecom business of Reliance, because that will result in a significant revenue uplift, which would also bring with it significant margin improvement, as well as an improvement in return ratios. I think in general, telecom stocks have been rallying in recent months based on expectations of a tariff hike, and that has also rubbed down on Reliance Industries stock. And maybe in the next 12 to 18 months, we could see some of the entities under Reliance, such as Jio and Reliance Retail, potentially going public. So, all those could be some of the triggers to look forward to.
Now all eyes are going to be on a potential tariff hike. Do you think budget is a consideration? Will it happen post-budget, or budget shouldn't be a factor when companies decide to go ahead and announce their tariff hike? And again, in terms of the quantum, in the past you'd spoken about, I think, a 20% tariff hike this year, followed by a 15% one in FY27, so 2 years later. Do you still maintain that? And is it in the price if we get a 20% tariff hike? Because stocks like Bharti have already rallied 40%.
Yeah, so I don't think budget has got to do anything with the timeline for the tariff hikes. And I still, maintain by my earlier view that one should probably see a 20% tariff hike in the near future, and somewhere around 15-20% tariff hike, maybe 18 to 24 months down the line. As far as the stock rally is concerned, I think the market is already factoring in, most of the upsides from the tariff hikes, going by, how all these stocks have performed in the last 2-3 months.
Okay, so Bharti Hexacom has, very unexpectedly acquired spectrum worth almost 1,000 crores, right, in the current auctions. How much do you think that could help augment its data services, and what kind of growth are you looking at over there? Any thoughts on the stock as well?
So on Hexacom, they have strengthened their spectrum holdings in both the circles that they operate in, and I would think that they would also stand to benefit from the tariff hikes almost in a proportionate manner as what one would see with the Bharti mobile segment itself. But considering the fact that the contribution from the India mobile business is almost 97-98% for Hexacom, versus a much lower number for Bharti, considering Bharti's own diversified revenue mix. I think Hexacom is probably, it's a pure play on the India mobile market recovery. But that said, I think the valuations that we see there, those, largely factor in most of the upsides.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Today you are seeing Bharti Hexacom under pressure. And I believe there is a downgrade which has come through from Jefferies. So Jefferies has downgraded Bharti Hexacom to a hold, and their target price is at 12.90. So a modest 100 rupee upside from the current level, because they go on to say Bharti Hexacom has unexpectedly acquired spectrum worth about 1,000 crore rupees in the current auction, which should augment them. But the stock has doubled since its IPO in April. It trades at 16 times EV to EBITDA, 20% premium to Bharti's India operations, and that valuation limits the upside for Bharti Hexacom. So after that marvelous run-up, today there is some profit booking on the back of this Jefferies downgrade to a hold, limited upside due to valuations. Get into a break. On the other side, we throw the spotlight on the big cement deal. Stay tuned.